guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ariella Saya. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. As you've seen by today's title, I'm about to help y'all out. I'm about to give y'all a couple of tips and I'm about to give y'all some advice on college in general. It's Vlogmas day 10 and I'm excited for y'all to get this video. My experience in college is very unique, very different, so I said, well, why not, you know, tell y'all my story and give y'all advice on it. I'm gonna start with my backstory. I've been to my 4th college and I'm a junior, and before y'all start to judge, just hear me out. This is my 4th college that I am right now and my last. So my freshman year, I always wanted to go to like high school. And when I graduated, I always wanted to go to a HBCU. My dream college was Clark Atlanta University ever since the 6th grade. So I said, by me wanting to be there so young, I said this, like, I had to be there. Like 6th grade, who thinks about college really that much at 6th grade? Like, I remember, I'll never forget, I used to be on the computer all night looking at their videos. Like, I used to do that all the time. So I was like, I knew for sure I just wanted to go there. And the time came. They did not give me no money. I think they gave me $2,000 in financial aid. No scholarships or anything. And I didn't have like bad grades. I didn't have like a 2 point something. I had over a 3.0. I think I had a 3.4 and they still didn't give me anything. They didn't give me nothing at all. It was a struggle there, and then when the time came, I said, I'm going to there. So I just committed anyway. We wasn't able to take out a loan because of like my family's credit history. No one was there to help us. Like, it was just so bad until like literally, I think it was like a couple weeks or the month before, I still was buying dorm stuff like out of faith. And buying stuff out of faith, like, I'm going, I don't care, I'm going. And I was able to get my first semester paid off by scholarship locally. And so I went the first semester. Everything was horrible, from the dorms, from the people, from the administration, from the financial aid, from the schoolwork, from the teachers. Like, I really thought my teacher was homeless because he didn't have access to Canvas and he would dress like he was homeless, and so everybody was confused. He gave us all C's when we didn't even have nowhere to turn in our work. He was telling us email us our work, and he claimed he never got it. Talked to the dean. The dean said, oh, email him again, he'll get it. Didn't happen. The deans weren't help. No, not at all. And so I was just ready to go, and I transferred. Well, I'm the type of person, I wasn't ready to go, but I knew for sure, like, I know this is not what college is about. So the next semester I was not able to afford to stay, and I was devastated because I'm the type of person, I like to redeem myself. So I failed my freshman year. And my freshman semester, my first fall semester, I failed. And a spring semester, I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm not playing, because I never failed a day in my life. So for me to do that, it was like, no. So I was going to redeem myself, and I'm that type of person for real. Like, I'm competitive, especially with myself for some reason. Like, I'm really competitive. Like, if I failed last year, I swear I'm not doing it again. You will never see me fail again. So I really was devastated about that, because I didn't have the chance to redeem myself, nor was I able to say bye to the people that I really bonded with and had relationships with. So that right there was like really sad for me. So I was devastated, but I knew I still wanted a degree. So community college, I went literally like the next month. I enrolled into community college and I got 9 credits because I was too late, I guess, for like a full year term. So I was able to do, I think, a 7-week term, I think it was. I got 9 credits out of that. And then I was still applying, didn't know where to go. And then finally I was asking God, I said, God, what school do you want me to go to? But I was still looking at HBCU, so I was getting accepted everywhere, like TSU. And then I wanted like Tennessee State University. I was looking at some like in-state, but I knew I didn't want to go to Lincoln. But like, I was just, you know, looking at HBCUs and not looking at PWIs because I didn't want to go to them. But I ended up applying to Pitt. I got accepted into Pitt my freshman year, but I didn't go through it because I didn't, you know what I'm saying, like, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go to HBCU. So I applied to Pitt again, and I got in. I applied super late because, like I said, I was looking for HBCU, but I went right into Pitt in July. I didn't apply to the end of July, and school starts the next month. So I was like late admission, and I got in, but I got into their branch campus just because how late it was for me to get in. So I got in late, and then I went to Pitt Greensburg, and then I was able to you know, transfer. I did a whole year there, did good, and I got dean's list. and then I went to the actual Pittsburgh main campus at the Pitt Business, which is now the number 12, I think, in the nation. I'm sorry, they are the number 12 ranked. They're number 12 ranked in business throughout the whole country. So for me going, and I'm not knocking down Clark, I'm not knocking down HBCUs in general, this was just my experience. And like, I don't know, I'm very grateful for my experience because I'm able to, like, I gained so many skills out of that. Like, that is what makes me unique. So I went to one of the I'm at number 12 ranked business program in the whole country. That's a flex. I'm sorry. Like, that's a flex. Anyways, so, and I'm doing good. It's not like I'm failing, struggling. Like, I'm doing good, and I'm happy for that, because people think like business is not hard, which is a total lie. To me, honestly, I feel like science is number one. Anything science or like doctor, pre-medicine, whatever it's called, nursing, all that is number one. Business is top two. I don't care what nobody say. Business is number two. Like accounting, finance, marketing, global management, like that stuff is not for the weak. Like accounting, even though like my major is marketing, I still have to take accounting class, still have to take financing classes. Like, you learn everything in business. It's not just one specific thing, and that's another reason why I like, you know, business. You're not learning one thing, you're learning everything. Just a little bit about me. I am now currently a junior, doing great at Pitt Business, and yeah, but to get into it, first advice following my experience is application process. What is your motive behind going to school? I wanted to go to HBCU because of like the party life. It's just nothing around black, like I'm just around black people. Like I love that, and I still love that to this day, just being around a whole bunch of black people that you can relate to. I wanted to go because, like I said, my motive was partying and like how fun it looked, and I didn't really care too much. It did say it was a good business school, which was true. It is a good business school, but I really wasn't focusing on that. I really was just focusing on the partying and all that extra stuff, and that's not a good motive to have. Your first priority when applying to a college is the program that you are majoring in. Like if it's a good business school, if it's a good nursing school, if it's a good engineering school, like you just have to, what is your motive and why are you going to college? Like my reasoning was because my parents didn't go to college. My mom dropped out of high school at 10th grade, and I just wanted to break generational curses, and honestly, like this was just my way out of the hood. Like this was my way out the hood, like honestly, because of, and people say college is a scam. I kind of believe it's a scam just because of how much money it is. It is very expensive to go to school, but all the stuff you gain from it, I think it's very important. Like I think like the relationships you build, the skills you build, the growth in you mentally and physically. Like people get to know themselves during college because you're not in the same spot you were in all your high school years of life. You're actually going on campus, living on your own, doing, you know what I'm saying? So you have that space to grow. Next is to tour schools. So this was also with the application process. Make sure you tour the schools you get accepted in or that you really desire to go. And don't always believe everything that you hear. Like for the tours, they like to polish it up and make it look cute for the people, especially in the summer, because that's when a lot of freshmen is like, you know, trying to see where school, or transfer students trying to see where they're going. So always do your research. Don't just depend on a tour what they're saying. What they're saying is probably true and good, but you also need to look up the bad stuff that be happening. Look up the news, not the news, but look up like what's been happening there, good and bad. YouTube, y'all, is the biggest thing that I used when I was transferring schools. I was seeing the good and the bad, and now that TikTok is like, you know, booming, you can use TikTok now to see, like, you know what I'm saying, good and bad. So tour schools is very important because now you're actually there physically, so that's a good part to see, like, you know, if you'll like that atmosphere or not. My third advice is it's okay to transfer. So this is people who's already in college. Like normally like freshmen and sophomores, they transfer. So basically it's like it's okay. Like, honestly, it is okay to transfer. I was devastated. I did not want to keep moving to different schools. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to be at one school, which was Clark Atlanta. But it's okay to try something new. Like, you don't have to be stuck on something, you know what I'm saying, and think it's okay. Like, you have to put up with something when you don't have to. You do not have to settle for less. Basically, it's okay to transfer. It's a part of the process. It's a part of life. Like, you never know. So how you gonna know if you never took that step? If you really want to leave, like, it's not a bad thing to transfer at all. It's sad because of like the people you may miss, but you can now you have somewhere that you can visit, you know what I'm saying? But you also have to think about yourself. So it's okay to transfer, girl. Next is, this is for the freshmen or people who are in college in general, partying slash balance. My advice on partying slash balance, like balancing that out, my downfall was I wanted to party every weekend. So even when I went to class, I didn't really care about going to class. I mean, I went to class, but I didn't really care. I wasn't paying attention. I was like just ready to party all the time, or like have a good time, not even party, go to my friend's dorm, have fun, like just sit there around people. Like, I didn't want to do my homework. It was just like a big social school, if that makes sense, like a big social school. So that's my downfall was. But honestly, y'all, I always got my homework done, even though I didn't do good. It was just literally, the teachers were horrible. But honestly, it was me too, because even though I did my homework, I wasn't really applying my full potential like how I know I could, like how I do now. My mindset was just so childish. It was crazy. Y'all, to balance partying is you never go to a party if your homework is not done. Like, that's just ridiculous. The parties is literally the same every single time. Like, the themes are different. You're gonna do the same thing every single time. It's just the themes are different. If you miss a party, there's gonna be another one next week, and it's gonna be about 5 that same weekend that you can go to, different ones. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, you're not missing out on anything, versus you miss out on homework assignment, now you got a 0, and now you're trying to beg to your teacher that you want to make it up. Like, come on now. Basically, never leave the dorm if your homework not done. You have to learn how to discipline yourself and say no, and train your body and train your mind to say, okay, I'm here for a reason. I'm here to get this grade. I'm here to get this degree. I'm not going to get a degree by partying every weekend or partying every day to the point where I'm not doing my homework, and that's all I'll focus about. And then also, when coming with balancing and partying, like, don't be easily persuaded. Don't be the person like your friends say they're going, so you have to go. You feel like you have to go. It's okay to say no sometimes. Like, that falls into you're here for a reason. You're not here to party. So partying is like an add-on. It's extra. It's cool. But you're here for the main point. So if you don't be on top of yourself when it comes to your work and then go partying as a reward, it's like being on top of yourself. You have to discipline yourself. Discipline is number one. If you don't have no discipline when it comes to college or school or in life in general, you're gonna learn something. I promise you you're gonna learn, because that's exactly how it was. I thought like, oh, I'm not around my mom, I'm not in nobody's house, this is my room, nobody here to tell me what to do, and I thought that was like a good thing. But in reality, it was horrible. Like, I'm thinking I'm doing stuff freely, but whole time I'm damaging myself when it comes to what I really came here for, which was a degree. My next tip is attend class. This is not high school. Like, a lot of people think this is like high school part 2. I mean, drama wise it is high school part 2, but like college, like academic wise, no, it's not, baby. It's not at all. Attend class. Your professor probably great in attendance and you don't even know. And then college is so fast paced. It's not like high school where you're in a classroom for a whole 2 quarters. Like, it's not like that. You don't have all that time to learn English. Like, it's not like that. It's super fast and it's super fast paced. If you miss one class, you missed one lesson, and if they don't record it or post the slides, then you're doomed. And if you don't know nobody in the school, I mean in your classroom, and you're not close with nobody for real, it's wraps, because now you just missed a whole lesson. Now you felt the quiz, now you felt the test. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So I try to make it. And also what I learned last year, I don't know if it was my financial aid advisor told me or somebody told me that, like, for example, if you miss one day of class, you wasted about $500 that day on what, like, you paid or something. And honestly, I'm gonna be super honest and real transparent, that probably don't mean that much to somebody who's on a full ride or like on a full ride scholarship or got it made. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about the money part because it's already taken care of, and that's great. But that they probably don't care about missing class because they didn't have to pay out their pocket. But if you was like me and I'm not paying that much out of pocket no more, yeah, I wasn't paying that much out of pocket, but unfortunately I'm not on a full ride yet, but I am going to be. But until then, me and my mom is paying, like, well, my mother is paying an amount, not a huge amount that's not affordable for her, but she's still paying money out of her pocket. So for me to miss, and she's doing that for me, which is a lot of money, and it's like for me to miss a class and my mom is trying to sit here and working hard overtime to pay for my college tuition, and I'm missing class because I don't feel like it, is not acceptable. And I feel like that's just selfish, because you're gonna have days where you don't feel like it. Trust, we always do. But to miss a class just because you know what I'm saying? So I tell myself, and this is how you discipline, I tell myself I'm either gonna miss 2 days, like 2 absences the whole semester in a couple classes or whatever, or each class or whatever, because some days you do need mental health days. And I'm not saying come to every single class, that's good if you do, but it's okay to miss 2 or classes. But I'm talking about the ones that miss class all the time. I don't feel like going to class, I'm not going every single week. Like, that's ridiculous to me. And argue with your mama. It hit different when I miss class, because it's like, dang, like my mom just wasted $500 because I didn't even go to that class. You know what I'm saying? And I could have learned something. Or sometimes I also learned that your teachers will give out like extra credit that day, or like little stuff like that, or tips that you need to know for the test or something, due to a lot of people not coming. So they look out for the people that do show up. Y'all, attend class is very important. Most of the time it's graded, and that's an easy grade, an easy added on to your grade when you show up to class. Is get to know your instructor. So this also falls into attending class. So people say get to know your instructors a lot. If you go to a smaller school, it's easier to get to know your instructors, but I go to a big school. It's like 100 people in our class, so you really don't know that. But honestly, y'all, the first couple weeks, I'll say the first month, everybody goes to class, everybody does this. But once it gets to like everybody get comfortable, nobody goes to class anymore. So by me still showing up to my class and stuff like that, and sometimes I'll get there early, and then it'll just be me and my professor, and we would talk and stuff like that. And yeah, or reaching out if like it was an error in the homework or something, or error in Canvas, and I would text him or something like that. And then honestly, y'all, I didn't even reach out and be like, oh hi, my name's Ariel, I hope you're doing good, like on the first day of school. But I never missed a class in my program essentials class. It's an analytics course. I never missed a class, y'all, and he has 500 students. He has 500 students. I left class, and I know it was like, you know, just to say it because I saw what he said to other people. He said it was really nice having you in my class. And he was so nice to me, y'all. Like, anytime. But mind you, he has 500 students to talk to, grade, to do, you know what I'm saying? So for him to remember me, and I talked to him deeply, like probably once, but I always reached out to him when it was like an error or something. So for him to remember my name and my face, that was like an honor. I said, oh my goodness. And all I did was just show up to class, y'all. Like, all I did was show up to class. I participated, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just that. So, but you don't understand how much like a teacher appreciates you just showing up every single time to class. Because now that I think about it, it's like, imagine you're a teacher and then nobody shows up, and like, you know what I'm saying, and you wondering if you're doing, now you questioning yourself, you're sad because people fail, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I always try to go to class just because of, like I said before, but also just like, I don't know, I'm a sweet person and a kind person, like, I don't know. But I also believe in mental health days like that. I think that's very important. Take a mental health day, because I know towards the middle of the semester, like towards the end, it gets so crazy. You'll never experience something like that in before, and I promise y'all gonna need a mental health day. So, and it also takes sacrifice when it comes to studying too. Like, you might can't go to that Spanish class because you gotta study for a bio test. My next tip is read the syllabus. I can't stress this enough. If anybody telling you not to read the syllabus, don't listen to them, because they don't know what they're talking about. And I'm sorry. Well, it depends on the school too, but I don't care what nobody says. Read the syllabus. Read it, because you're gonna have them professors that try you. And let me tell y'all this. This is my story why I said read the syllabus, and I ain't never read not Nair's syllabus before, but ever since what happened to me, I promise you I read every syllabus in the book. Yeah. Every syllabus that my teacher posted, I read, and I wrote notes, because I'm not, no. My freshman year at Clark, it was a communications class, but probably public speaking you would call it. And it was online during Clark. We never met in person. He said it was the time come I had an A in that class, y'all. And grades posted, and it said I failed. I said, huh? How did I fail? And I missed one assignment, y'all, and in the syllabus it said if you miss one assignment you automatically fail. Never heard of that a day in my life. Never heard of that. Never heard of that. And I'm like, what in the world? If I missed one assignment I failed. I looked at that syllabus and it said that. I said, oh my goodness. So I had an A in that class and I failed because I missed one assignment. So ever since then, I promise y'all, I'm looking at every syllabus. And then half the time, you have to be careful with syllabus too, because what they'll say on their syllabus is not what they're going to do in person. Like, when it comes to assignments and grading, make sure you really pay attention to that. But most of my syllabus this year was like, oh, if you're on your phone, if you're on your laptop, da-da-da. No laptops, no phones, da-da. But everybody was on their laptops and their phones, and they didn't say nothing. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And then the syllabus, it seems so hard when you read it. But when you go to that class in person, that's the most nicest teacher you ever had. So really, I would say, yeah, pay attention. Like the first day, scope the scenery out. Like if they say no phones, no laptops, be careful. And then if you see they don't care, then keep going. But mostly focus on when they say, oh, if you miss this assignment, if you late on this assignment, it's 10% each hour or something like that. And when your teacher know that you read the syllabus, you stand out. And I don't care what nobody say, I want to be a teacher's pet in college. In high school, no, not really, I didn't care. But in college, you're gonna need that teacher, you're gonna need that professor. Like, now I can understand if they're trash or like they're rude or whatever, then that's a different story. But the good ones, I want to be a teacher's pet. I don't care. Next is having a planner. I started planning last year, and it was like from January till December, the whole year I planned, and it was so good. Like, honestly, it kept me on track, because once you write something down, it's like your brain just like remembers it, I guess. And the aesthetic of planners, like, who don't want a planner? It takes you a while to adjust. You might miss a couple days, but overall it's really good. But this year I started off good, but ending the year off, I got behind in it. I don't think I stopped doing it in October. And just because I was so busy, I didn't have time to write planner on what to do. So now that it's break and it's a new year, my biggest thing is to like balance. Like, I'm good at balancing stuff in college, but as far as outside of college, in college is not a good balance. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm almost there. So in January, I just want to take things slow. Like next year, my goal is to like literally take everything slow and not just, oh, I gotta do this and procrastinate. I'm a procrastinator, and my advice is never procrastinate. Do your homework 2 to 3 days before, a day before. You know what I'm saying? Like, set a false deadline. If it's due Sunday, do it Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, make up a deadline for yourself, and I promise y'all that helps. But I'm getting back into my planning. Get out of your comfort zone. Someone said before, like, when you, like in high school, all your years of high school, all your years of elementary school, everybody knew how you was, everybody knew your personality. It was like, you know, you were around the same people you grew up all your years of high school. You know what I'm saying? But if you go to college, you don't know nobody, and nobody knows you, and it's thousands of people there. So it's basically like you can have a new personality. Like, not fake it, but get out of your comfort zone. So one thing college is going to do is it's going to humble you. You're going to figure out who you was. You're going to experience what you like, what you don't like. Your heart is going to be broken and all types of stuff. Like, don't date your freshman year either. But anyways, yeah, like, you just don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get out your comfort zone. Nobody knows who you are, so this is your chance to be who you really want to be and show your true self. Next tip is to get active in campus. Like, even though all that stuff was going on in Clark, I was active on campus. I was a dining ambassador. And when I say hustle, like, I was doing stuff. I was getting active. And when I say getting active, I mean co-curricular activities, but also your own stuff. Like, I was doing modeling. I was doing hair. I was doing dining ambassador, because honestly, y'all, find ambassador stuff that your school does so you can get free stuff. Like, I knew I was running out of flex dollars and my mom was not gonna have nothing for me to pay for food, so I said I can be a dining ambassador. I applied, I got the job. All I had to do was post about the food, and then I would get like $50 worth of flex. That would last me a whole week and it would add up. So that is my college advice to y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this Vlogmas day 10, and I will see you guys tomorrow.